Oh, I just clapped in my ear. Sorry. What's going on, everyone on the internet? My name is Cyrus, and today I'm going to break down my latest single, Love Online. The main instrument that plays throughout this song is the electric guitar. A little like retro analog tom. And some Foley sounds of like a phone, like a dial tone little situation, and a phone like hanging up. And other than the vocal, it's kind of everything in the verse.
Been switching off a lot of things now. I'm not picking up, I got my phone down.
As we move forward into the pre-section, there's a sound that I found in Arcade, a plugin called Arcade. This sound comes in to kind of help transition into the pre. Acoustic guitar that comes in. So like an electronic piano reverse thing. So I basically just like hit one note on the electronic piano, like a Rhodes sound, a bunch of reverb, bounced that audio, and then reversed each little note. So it sounded like it was coming, like ramping up. Just put like a tremolator on Beat Crusher just to make it sound like a soundscape that was like digital. And felt like you're kind of moving in and out of a phone. And then bass. Coming into the chorus, this is my favorite part. Usually when I produce a chorus, I'll add all of the layers and kind of just keep it on like a 4-bar loop until I feel like it sounds big enough. There's the bass, there's some synth layers, and then a piano just playing like an ARP chord on the one. The drums in this section is kind of just the kick and this heart monitor sound. Use that sound throughout the whole song just to kind of be like a cross between technology and human. It kind of plays into the whole concept of the song. There's some more percussive layers that come in for the rhythm, and then only like an ARP, I think, like an arpeggiator synth that's in the music layer that's kind of just going boop, 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 boop. I always use this reverse stomp sound just to kind of transition certain sections. It kind of feels like something's overflowing, like. And while I was putting these layers in, I kind of like muted a bunch of stuff halfway through, and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds cool. So I made this section where like after each bar, everything comes in, and then after a bar, everything kind of sucks out. Second half of the chorus where everything kind of comes back in and it's just kind of like big energy. I just thickened up the drums and basically kept all of the musical layers that are in the first half in there. So cool, like going back into a song and just picking it apart, because most of these things I forget that I even did. The vocal layers in the chorus. These guys are pretty fun, so often this is kind of just like a standard type of stack that I'll do with chorus vocals if I want them to kind of stand out and be big. Obviously the lead vocal that's kind of up in my falsetto register. And I tracked them on two different tracks just so I could really nail the delivery of each line, because it was hard to sing the whole thing up there. I'm not a brilliant falsetto singer. And then I made the other one kind of dry, so when it sucks out, there's no reverb. There's a bunch of doubles too that are in the same key, in the same octave, and then two that are the low octave.
Live real life, I don't wanna love online.
Bunch of harmonies.
Live real life, I don't wanna love online.
I wanted to get a take that was like, up there, but belting it. But in this key, it was kind of hard to go,
I don't wanna live real life.
I don't think my neighbors love me enough to sit through me trying to sing that. So I just pitched the whole track down, sang it in a key that was comfortable, and then pitched it back up and just kind of saturated it with some distortion and reverb. And then kind of just buried that amongst all of the rest of the vocals. And that's kind of like the main part of the productions. So in the production in the second verse, it's a little thicker than the first verse. I just layered the drums a little more. There's like a percussion little glitchy thing, all of the top snare sticky stuff, and then the kick. I'm out of tea. Oh no! I bought this to go like camping or something, or to take on hikes, but I've only used it indoors because of COVID. And then in the music layer, there's the guitar, I've added a bass, and then a piano that kind of just plays a little melody. I added like a little synthy connecting thing between the two halves of the chorus. Some more drums come back in that I took from the chorus just to give it a little bit more energy. And then to kind of fill in the gaps where I felt like there needed a little bit more energy with the vocal, I made just like a couple of background group vocals that just sing like different counter melodies that play off the ends of each line, which sounds like this.
We try to dumb it down to a couple words.
The second half of the verse, where I wanted the energy to pick up a little more, just added some oohs. And then with the music, that fills it up quite nicely. It sounds like this. Other than that, kind of the only other place where I added some more stuff was in the post-chorus. So up until this point, everything's kind of, the production stayed the same throughout the choruses. First thing I added actually was this high synth arp, just to create like, sort of feel like level of Mario Kart, Rainbow Road. I kind of envisioned that when making all of this stuff. There's like another little synth hit that kind of comes in. Sounds like you just drove through a star. And then the guitar solo that I doubled with a synth as well. The vocals in this section, another layer of high woo-woos, and some kind of like just really buried in the mix, like a group that is singing I live real life, no love online. And then like a little chipmunk guy that comes in, which you'll hear. I live real life, no love online. All together. And that's kind of the song. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little breakdown. Yeah, and if you haven't, go check out my new single, Love Online. It's out everywhere now. I'm Cyrus. See you next time.
I just wanna live real